I have talked with over 200 freelancers in the last 6 months, and over 100 of them had this one simple question, which is daunting them day and night. And that is, how do we convince our parents about freelancing? And the answer will surprise you. You do not need to tell them about freelancing. You show them what you can do and what is the potential of the field you are in. Because here I am assuming that your parents, they know about traditional 9 to 5 and government jobs really well, but they have no clue about freelancing. And it is not their fault. They coped up with internet, computers, all that. Like, we can't expect them to cover every front in their lifetime. They have to leave something apart. And freelancing is one of the things which they have not paid much attention to. What happens is, our parents, they want the most stable, secure, and reliable long term option, because they do not want us to juggle between the insecurities and the ups and downs. That's why government jobs are so popular, that once you get in, you will not be kicked out until unless you do something shady or you or get yourself caught doing some illegal things. Here, you need to understand from your parents' point of view as well, because you know what you are telling them. You are telling them that you want to do something which not many people are doing, and you want to make a career in it. You are telling them that you want to step into a new career that you also don't know much about. So you are yet to explore. That's the untapped territory. So you are also exploring it. It is a field of full insecurities, and you are stepping into a whole new world that is new to you too. So it's not that you have figured it all out. So you are yet to figure out the process. The thing is, you have to figure it out on your own, because not many people in your knowns are doing it. So if you get stuck at any point, you need to have some people to guide you. That's where you come on to LinkedIn and other social media platforms and you meet these freelancers. Please do not expect your parents to give you a green signal on the very first conversation, because they also need time. You need to understand it from their perspective. This is one situation where you cannot just say, I want to do this and I'll do this. No, this is about your career. This is about your whole life, because from your career, there are a lot of options than that floor when you want to get married or do something else, or you have to think of the long term. So until unless you are real sure about it, do not step into the freelancing world. End of the day, it is just up to you. Like, you have two options. Number one is that your parents do not agree and you sit down broken and stressed and think that it is all done now, I can't do much and this is the end, and then you blame it onto your parents that they didn't understand your passion and your love towards the art and all that stuff. Second thing is that you keep on trying and trying, and once you achieve something, then you go back to them, you show them the results, you show them the money that you bought in with your skill set, and see how quickly and how supportive they will become, because they want to see that whether even capable of it or not. It's just like that you go to your dad and you ask them 50 lakh rupees to start a grocery business, and he says that first go outside without any money or with very little money, for example 50,000, and get a cart of groceries and sell it, and if you are able to sell it, then I'll give you the money. So it's just like that. Here, once you show them the results, you show them the money flowing in, then you explain the model. And once you bring in the money, they will be even interested in knowing that what you are actually doing. Because their number one concern is also that you do not do something shady or illegal, so that the police don't show up on your doorstep. I have heard it from a lot of freelancers that I don't think I'll become a freelancer because my parents are not supporting it. Now, that is the weakest excuse that I have ever heard in my entire career. Because there is like 0.01% chance that you bring in money, you are doing well, and then your parents say that do not do this thing. Ultimately, whatever field you do, whatever job you do, wherever you go, it all boils down to two things: money and the food you get on the table. Because people neglect food, but if you see it very closely, the whole point of earning is that you can have good food at the end of the day. You need to show them the results, and this is not going to be easy. But why do you want everything to be easy? Until unless you will not face the hardships, how will you become a better person overall? For example, see, like that the version of you that existed in school and the version you are currently 2 3 years down the line after schooling, it's completely changed. It's a complete 360 turn. And this happened because once you got out of your school life, you went into college, you got into some other state college, so you had to relocate or you had to face challenges or you traveled up and down. So your cocoon of school got broken, and in college you saw the real life hardships and how difficult reality is and how the real world works. So that's how you become what you are today. And similarly, the same is going to happen in your freelancing journey. The more you are exposed to the real world side, the more you know about it, the better freelancer you are going to become. At the end of the day, your parents are in your same team. You are their child and they are your parents. You cannot have peace of mind, and neither they can have a peace of mind if you create a rift between yourself just because of a career. And here the majority of the work is supposed to be done by you, because it's your choice, and when you do something on your own, you are accountable. for the choices you make, for the money you get in, and for everything. You are accountable now. To understand this thing, your parents are in the same team. They are not your enemies. Do not make them your enemies, even the imaginary enemies, and do not blame it on them. They are absolutely right on their part. They are taking care of you even before you were born. So if you are 20 years, they have took care of you for 20 years and 9 months. So do not forget that they have been on your side since the very beginning, despite how hard their life was. They are on your team. Do not get influenced by anyone who say that your parents are not understanding you. They understand you better than anyone else. Now I know in 1% cases there might be a rift in the relationship, but it is not necessary that you are falling in that 1% category. Most of you are in the 99% category. Most of you have parents who support you, but once they deny something because they cannot wrap their head around it, so you need to explain it to them. I don't know how quickly we grow up and what kind of environment influences us, but in childhood, when we used to ask the same question and we used to ask such illogical questions, we always get an answer from our parents, right? They never thought that he's not going to understand, he's not understanding. They always explained it to us. If they had to explain it 10 times, 20 times, they always did. But for the one time in your lifetime they ask you to explain themselves or they are not in your favor, you think that they are your enemies. That's not how it is. After all, you are a family, and in a family, union is the biggest strength. You will not believe me until unless your parents will support you, but if your parents have supported you, or once you get their support, the kind of career trajectory, the growth and the confidence and the overall personality development, God, that's fabulous. Because now you got the backing of the two most important people in your life. The only way you feel even after getting their support is you do something shitty.